Hello, fellow peasants. Today I'll be reviewing 1985's House. Alright, so I watched House. Came out in 1985. What's it about? There's a novelist who moves into his childhood home where he was raised by his aunt. The house is believed to be haunted. He wants to write a novel about his experiences in the Vietnam War. And so he moves in and he starts having flashbacks about things that happened in the house. I'm guessing him and his wife also lived there after their marriage as well, because he has flashbacks to their son drowning in the pool or going missing. His son was never found, so he was always went missing for all these years. So he's kind of like in a bad situation because he's divorced. He's got PTSD from the Vietnam War. His child is missing. There was never, that was never resolved. And so he's in this house. He's writing this book, and he keeps seeing these supernatural occurrences. A lot of the movie, you can't tell if it's in his head because he's got a lot of mental anguish or whatever, or the house is actually haunted and he's actually seeing these things. It's not till later in the film that you do realize, like, okay, this actually is real, because his neighbor comes over and actually sees the monster in the closet that he sees. And so that's pretty much the whole movie, is you watching this guy trying to figure out like what's going on in this house and trying to prove it, and him struggling with his past. What do I like? What do I not like about House? What I do like about House is I did like trying to piece together whether or not what he was seeing was real, was not real. Is it in his head? Is he just having some kind of like, is he going, he's going through a lot of shit, so it's just kind of like, is he imagining all this? So that's like half the fun of the film. I think the cinematography is good. I think that the practical effects in this are done really well. I do like the practical effects in this. I don't really know what this film's rated. I didn't really pay attention. I don't know if it's R or PG-13. If it is R, it's a very light R, because there's just not a whole lot of violence in this, or even profanity or anything. So I'm not sure, but it's a very tame film. It's a very tame horror film, and it's done well for the most part. It's just so let's get into the things I don't like. I don't like how cartoony the film can come off. I'm sure that was an intended style and vibe of the film, but I'm not big on the comedic horror stuff. Like, I don't like the Evil Dead movies and things like that. So if you like the Evil Dead, you probably really would like House. This seems to be in the same vein as those films, but just a little too cartoony for me. I think it's worth a watch. It's worth one watch, just to say you've seen it, and because I've seen this movie pop up numerous times in the past. I never got around to seeing it till now. It seems to be an 80s horror staple from my gathering, from how much I've heard it mentioned or I've seen it pop up online. So I would say check it out. Just give it a watch, but it's just a little goofy, and I don't like the ending. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. But I'm going to spoil it right here, like the ending, like why the house is haunted, why shit's happening. And it's because, during Vietnam, so he has a flashback to like when he's in Vietnam and his buddy's dying, and the guy was always kind of a dick throughout the flashbacks, and he's like, kill me, just kill me, I'm suffering. And he's like, I can't do it, I'll go get help. And he's like, I'll haunt you, I'll fucking kill you, I'll come back to, I'll get my revenge on you. And you don't think much about that when you're watching that flashback. You're just like, okay, well, I don't know, he's just saying crazy shit. But then, like, the end of the film comes, and it's like a zombie version. Like, the whole reason his son disappeared, the whole reason all this stuff is happening in this house is because the spirit of his buddy in Vietnam actually kept his promise and came back and made his life miserable and haunted him and fucked his life up. And it just gets so over the top and cheesy at the end. The climax is just so cartoony and cheesy. And almost like a so bad it's good way, you know? So, I mean, I do think it's worth checking this out to watch just to see it, you know, just to experience it one time. But I wouldn't watch this movie again. I thought it was decent. It was fun, but it's not something I would want to revisit. But that's it, guys. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about House. Have a good one, peasants. Peace out. Bye-bye.